Welcome to 3 Steps. This is James. And James, how would you like to introduce yourself?
Well, I'm James. I'm 53 years old. I've been in the Bay Area all my life. I've lived a few other places too. But primarily I'm a Bay Area native. Tech worker, project manager professionally, and I run a number of small businesses, including a nonprofit that's been very successful in the last 5 years and growing very rapidly. And I'm kind of, to my wife's chagrin, I'm considering starting another business too, which will probably be more profitable than the nonprofit. But the nonprofit is still profitable.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. Well, we're going to get into it.
Sure.
All right. So, first question is, what does masculinity mean to you?
Masculinity to me means really having a vision for your life, for the community, for the people around you. Largely, it's kind of like leadership to me. Leadership to me is being in service to something bigger than you are, and having your life be about that thing. And I am in service to a number of things that are bigger than I am. Masculinity is a subset of that.
Yeah. On the flip of that coin, what does it mean to be a man?
Being a man means that you're someone who actually moves forward with that vision, sees that vision, and makes your whole life about that. There has to be a lot of integrity around that, obviously.
What does integrity mean to you?
Integrity to me means doing what is right, even though it may not always be easy. Doing the right thing, even when other people may be working against you on that particular thing. And in order to do the right thing, you have to understand what your vision is for your life.
Yeah, totally. That's spot on right there, man. That's true. What does being an adult mean to you?
An adult means taking responsibility for your life.
Yeah. It's very similar, but yeah.
It is very similar. The first thing comes vision, then comes integrity, and then I would say an adult is kind of even a step or two below that. I kind of see all these things as kind of a hierarchy. And being an adult is someone who says, no, I am responsible for my life. I'm not going to blame other people for the choices that I make or the things that I do have or don't have in my life. If I want them, I can have them, and I'm going to go get it. Success or failure, it's mine to win or lose.
Yeah, totally. That's this is why I love this, man. Oh my God. You guys don't even know what you don't know.
There are volumes.
There are volumes here, yeah. When you were a kid, you had an idea of what it meant to be a man, or you may have had an idea what kind of man you didn't want to be. Did you grow into that?
You know, I would say I had maybe a different upbringing than a lot of other men that I know as it relates to masculinity. My mother, I don't know this for sure. I don't have any hard evidence. My mom and I never talked about it, but I have a very strong suspicion that my mother was the subject of some mental abuse from her father and her family. And so she had a rather bad relationship with men. And she raised me to be the exception to that. So she kind of raised me to be the golden boy and kind of be the man that nobody else ever could be.
Wow. That's pressure, man.
It was pressure. And I've spent a lot of time in therapy working through that.
Yeah, totally.
It's nice to be held up that high, but it comes with its own problems, as one might expect. But I would say that's really largely what it is.
Yeah.
So when my mom was raising me, she raised me to be the kind of the golden boy, the man that no other man could be.
Right.
So I had kind of this distrust of men that I got from her.
Yeah.
And so when I was young, I didn't have any problems with who I was or what I was or being male. It wasn't a huge issue or anything like that, but I didn't have a lot of trust for other men. I actually hung out with women a lot more.
Yeah, that's actually one of our questions is, did you always trust men?
But I kind of got a lot of that through my mom. So
yeah.
I eventually learned to change that.
What did you do to change that?
You know, one of the things that kind of occurred to me a number of times over the course of my life was this kind of vision of, man, it's becoming even more popular in popular culture right now, but this differentiation between gender and identity and spirit and who you are and all these kinds of things, and this kind of spectrum of identity, for which for me, gender is a part, but not the entire spectrum. On one level, I see myself as a man. On another level, I see myself as genderless. On another level, I see myself species-less.
Yeah.
I'm a spirit who's down here. Oh, look, I'll be a human for a while. Okay, let's be a human male. But I mean, it's a little more like putting on clothes and changing clothes than anything that is like hard-coded into my identity that I absolutely am and nothing else.
Right.
So it's a lot easier to be with this body. It's a lot easier to be a man than some of the people I've seen who've gone the other way. God bless them, but man, they've had some difficulties, right? And I certainly support them. But for me, that's what being a man is.
Right on. Awesome, man. That's fantastic. That's a great answer. Did you ever have that "I'm a man" moment?
Yeah, I did. And it came at a point in my life where I really decided to own myself instead of having other people lead me. And there's a lot in there about that. But it was also a strong adulting moment for me. In my teens, I was not particularly motivated to do anything. I felt very much like a leaf on a stream, floating and going with the stream, going out to the ocean, the great abyss, but not really in control of who I was and what I was and where I wanted to go or anything like that.
Yeah.
And eventually that stopped working.
What? Really?
It's hard to get where you want to go if you're letting the current just push you where it wants to go.
Yeah, totally.
And so I found this kind of balance between the art of letting go and the art of saying, no, this is what I want. This is what my vision is, and here's where I'm going to go.
You brought that up twice now. So vision, what does vision mean to you? Because it's a very important statement. You keep bringing it into the conversation. Yeah,
it is one of the key components of who I am and my identity. Vision is the thing that I want to dedicate my life towards, the reason I'm here. If it wasn't for a particular vision, why am I here at all? I mean, there's lots of other places in the universe I could be, if you have that perspective. But my vision is the thing that I actually am gearing my entire life towards. I'm getting buy-in from other people who want to support me in that vision, and it's everything that I wrap my life around.
Yeah, totally. Would you be willing to share some of that? You don't have to.
So my vision for my life is that I want to help people discover who they are through BDSM and kink. There have been a lot of people who have not always had that, been able to explore those things successfully. There's been a lot of guilt and shame around that. And that also kind of goes back towards my orientation, too. I don't see myself as gay, straight, or bi. I'm kinky. Yeah. I need those kinds of power dynamics in order to have the love and intimacy and connection that I want in my life. If those kind of power dynamics that come through kink and BDSM are not there, I'm not getting the thing that I want.
Totally.
And I believe there's a lot of other people that are like that too. And when I started coming out more as kinky, the community was a lot more closeted, and there was a lot more guilt and shame and social shunning of people. Thankfully, that is less the case now. I think I played some local small part in that.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
Not globally yet, but that is the thing that I'm dedicating my life towards, and that vision can manifest itself in a number of different ways. It can manifest itself in conversations that I'm having with people. It can be talks or speeches that I give or presentations.
Right.
It can be in community leadership. It can take its form in many different ways.
Yeah, totally. Sidebar, when we first met, his wife now was not his wife and had been going through all of this craziness with partners. And when she met him, like something about her changed.
Yeah.
And she talked about you in such a way that I'm like, I don't know who this man is, but I respect him and I want him in my life and I want to know who the fuck he is. And it was great because when we first hit it off, it was like, oh, and I had not come out with my kinky part yet.
I remember that.
And I was like, and I had been hiding it from my community.
Yeah.
And it's like, and this is a community that I was like in leadership role and doing lots of things. And it's like, But when it did come out, you were there in a way that gave me ease. And I don't know if I've ever told you that. And I really do appreciate that because I had removed myself. I was in a relationship and I wasn't bringing that there as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
And there was just all of this, like, there's make wrong and shame and frustration, and you feel like you're not living your fullest. And right. And
maybe you weren't.
And maybe I wasn't, and I really wasn't. And having that transition, moving to that, getting out of it, being able to like, and then playing the way we've played in the past and do the things we've done in the past. It's like, right. That's my thing has been, I want people to get to their damn yes. I want them to have a yes. And if I'm not walking my talk and living my best life, then what the fuck? I can't lead that place, right? Yeah, man. So
there's a lot of power that happens when you can get rid of guilt and shame and claim your identity or a core part of yourself, no matter what that is. Whether it's being kinky or being an author or an artist or a business person or an astronaut, whatever that thing is, when you get in touch with that core purpose, so that core vision that you have for your life, and own it and dedicate your life towards it, your whole life transforms and the whole life changes. And a lot of things will fall by the wayside. Things that were dragging you down and holding you back.
And you don't even realize that they had their hooks in your meat, and you then suddenly they just bloop.
It's
I feel lighter.
The fear that I've found in anybody who's gone through that transformation, where they go, here's what I want my life to be about, and here's what I want to do with my life, and here's my vision and my purpose, from which everything else flows. The transformation and the inflection point that happens when you dedicate yourself to that is an incredibly scary and exhilarating moment. It can be very terrifying because you're putting at risk all the things that you've had structurally in your whole life that have been supporting your life not having that thing. And then suddenly those things are not going to serve the purpose of your life. So who are you?
Right.
What are you?
And in that frustration of who and what are you, it's just you're floundering and you're frustrated and you're lashing out, and your world can be such a messy place at that point, man.
And it can be very lonely.
Very fucking lonely. Yeah, totally. Hell yes.
Suddenly I don't have the same friends. I'm not interested in the same lovers. I'm not interested in doing the same things. Family members may not like you as much anymore. They'll say, who the heck are you? I don't know you anymore.
Totally.
There's a whole bunch of things that can happen from it. It's scary, but man, do you really want to live your life without that?
And and when you get past that part to the integration part, it's amazing how much those people that are love, safety, and belonging, family, whatever, they see you in a different light and go, oh. Like a lot of times, not all the time, but I have the experience with a family that are like, oh, I get it. I get it now. Okay, and then they can relate to you completely fucking differently. And then you also find that those that do see you glowing in that space and thriving in that space, they come in. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you coming on. I really was looking forward to this.
It's been a lot of fun.
All right, guys. Take care. See ya.